Yo, this is Adrian from Simplicity Creations, and you are watching Simple Tips episode number 2. So these are for all the DIY installers out there. Protecting your cables. Why protect your cables? Simple as using split loom or Tech Flex, which is our braided nylon, for protection for heat in the engine bay, and also for if close to any sharp objects or any moving objects, it will protect it. It will give it some sort of protection, so it won't damage or ground off or anything like that. Tie straps. Strapping your cable wires is very important. So for your engine bay, you try to strap onto a harness or some sort of metal stationery, so it will be away from any moving objects. And also, strapping your cables into your vehicle also give you some sort of safety, so it wouldn't be caught in any or squeezed in any of your panels. So you try to keep it and route it correctly and safely away from any danger of getting squeezed. Fusing your system, very important in all systems. This is a safety, so in case of anything ground off or something happen to get loose and will touch, so your positive will touch any metal or anything like that, it will cause the fuse to blow and will terminate current through the vehicle, so that way you won't catch a vehicle on fire. Soldering, another useful tip in doing any installation. By safely making a permanent connection between two wires is very important, so you won't have nothing loose, nothing coming apart, because in due time, if you just wrap a wire together and tape it, it will come loose. So to be safe, I solder all connections and terminate all ends. Even as far as speaker, so hooking up a speaker wire to a speaker, I will solder it to have that extra protection. And ring terminals and lugs, you need to solder that, so that won't get loose at all. Tightening all connections, making sure your battery terminals are connected properly and tightened properly, making sure your power cable that go into your fuses or blocks all is tightened. As far as your jacks on your processors, current and ground remote, on your amplifiers, you try to tighten that, because loose connection will cause a sort of lack in the system and may actually damage, or you might get some tripping, because if your grounds and tighten properly, your current and tighten properly, and it can actually cause some heating up in the terminals as well, and it may cause a fire hazard as well. Extra wire strands. This is a key and most essential in any installation. This may make you from a very good installer to damaging and blowing up stuff. Wire strands is simple. I have a really bad habit of, I have a habit, any installer doing, I have a cloth nearby or I have a little plastic bag. So when I'm cutting my wire in the vehicle, I tend to cut it into the plastic bag, so the extra wire strands will fall into the bag instead of falling on the amplifier or whatever equipment or anything. Because if wire strands get into the stuff, to get into the equipment, it could cause grounding off in the equipment itself. So this is a key and important tip. Lastly, mounting speakers safely. If you're installing speakers in the door, installing speakers on a back dash, it tends to have metal nearby. So I take a little shears and I just snip where the terminals are, just to make sure that it will be far from touching, and I may heat shrink or tape thoroughly, so it further help with touching or growing off any metal. Right? If you switch on the system and a speaker is growing, you will get a loud buzzing noise. You could actually damage equipment, damage your head unit, damage processor, preamp crossover, and it could actually go as far as damage the amplifier, and that tends to the real annoying engine noise you will get in the future. So yeah, this was episode number 2. Pack down for all the DIY installers out there. I hope it was some useful tips, and this is just common tips that I use for myself and a procedure in all my installations I do. Thanks for watching.